Others, we got Clef the God versus Velas for a belt. This is a big game for Clef. I'm not gonna lie. This is his first game back to alive. I want to say since the end of 20, was it mid 23? I want to say. And Velas is a newcomer. Now, real quick, just want to dive into some of the schematics you're going to see from these guys. So, Velas is in bunch tight end. This is a completely, like, you just don't see this. And he's also in pistol bunch. The back's out here. So, really the main play is this verticals play here that you're going to see from him. And then you'll also see some freestyling. He likes to do a little whip route, a little drag, a little flat, a little zig combination as well. CLEFF, as you can see right here, it looks like he's in 3-4 odd. So probably Vikings playbook for CLEFF. And then I'm not sure exactly what playbook bunch tight end, pistol bunch tight end is in off the top of my head, but I would probably say I know it's in Kansas City. I know Kansas City has one. All right, so opening route combo for Vila is going to scramble up the middle. And this point in the year, we've had switch stick for about 4 months now, and going back to college football about 5 months. You're going to start to see some mastery of this, and it's going to be kind of interesting to watch this game go on, kind of see what CLEFF has. CLEFF coming in this game, honestly, largely forgotten about competitive Madden player. And just because I think, 24 just wasn't a great year for him. And now he's back. So kind of be interesting. CLEFF is kind of one of those guys too. He's one of those guys that's like right on the edge of like old school, new school Madden, kind of in that Dubby Skimbo era, if you will, Serious Mo. So he's going to see the game a little bit differently than like, somebody like Velas Wood or Vose or David T, someone like that. So off bat, he does have KOs everywhere, by the way. I believe he has 7 of them. So KOs everywhere, trying to get those knockouts. This is actually an open touchdown, but just doesn't get a great animation. Ends up getting the KO. Gets 137. Again, you're seeing a lot of this verticals play. Notice he is short side here. This is a little something. Here's that out route, whip route combo that he loves over here on his left side, trying to attack underneath. And we'll see what he dials up here. All right, 4th and 2 early. Seam streak to the tight end, to the crib. Very easy. Njoku, touchdown. Honestly, I believe Zero Chill I truly believe Zero Chill saved Madden 25. Madden 25 was not in a good place. Zero Chill has made the game, in my opinion, the best it's been all year. This is the best Madden has been all year, in my opinion, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So there is, your best shot at getting a stop. I also like the Zero Chill theme team because you're just going to get all those cards. You know what I mean? You don't have to go through. I mean, you still have to a little bit. Like he's running a 20 Broncos, 20 Dolphins, 20 Raiders team. Interesting that he's not rocking 20 Cowboys, but he does have Moss. I guess it's for cornerback Randy Moss. I personally am rocking the Titans, but I guess he's going Raiders for Paul Mile. Now, CLEFF is going to be in bunch, which is kind of a big thing. Kind of a really interesting storyline on this because we haven't really seen bunch offset be a top-tier offense in this game, and CLEFF is kind of bringing it back. Now, Velas, I believe in a limbs, was not in this 6-1. I think he was in Big Nickel over G, I want to say, which was kind of weird. He's going to do a lot of send force, shed defensive type of stuff, I would assume. And yeah, you see here, send force, shed D. This is just basic. I want to say that was cover 2 or cover 4 with the 2 verts. But CLEFF, I don't think he is. I'm not sure. I want to say he's in the Rams playbook. I got to look that up, but I'm almost positive. He's going to run a lot of bench pivot, this little whip route play. He loves the little horizontal strain. This is how I like to play the game, honestly. And the reason why I think this is a good way to play the game this year is because with switch stick, if you think about what is switch stick good against, switch stick does a good job of defending crossers, corners, seam streaks, post routes, right? But what about these underneath routes? He's going to run a lot of this play. One of the things that I also like about CLEFF is I think CLEFF is fairly, I don't know if the word is systematic or just repetitive on offense. He's going to master like a couple of plays. And this spacing switch play, we really haven't seen. These are combos we literally have not seen all season long that he's going to be running here. We've seen the bench pivot one before, but not at the level that I think CLEFF is going to be running it at throughout this game. And he does have, here's a vertical setup. It's got this fade route. There's that crosser. That's kind of a hard throw this year to make. And he is just gonna go ahead and scramble out of bounds. Gonna go bench pivot 4th and inches, so 4th down for him too. And also, I did want to look at the shell that you're seeing. What is also going to be interesting to note is I do believe Velas is going to be fairly repetitive in his shell too. You see there, it's a lot of these like, it's almost like these vert hooks at 5. He's kind of counting on them to kind of cover the middle, and then he's going to switch stick onto one of them. I would say. Here we get a little, I don't know what that was right there. And we get a fumble early. Hit stick fumble early. I think CLEFF might have said he's on conservative, which is kind of crazy. That should never happen in a competitive Madden game. Okay, so back to Velas here. Can go 1st and 10. Little run play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8. Oh, he's trying to go down. That's what it is. He's trying to go down. So he might not have been on conservative. That's happened so much this year, though. And there's that verticals play. And Velas literally is just, this is another one of those things that I think is kind of fun. He's going to be in the same formation most of the game. And he's got shoot clock on already. So he's, trying to really take advantage of the possession advantage. Good switch stick. And takes that drag underneath. Now, CLEFF is going to be in this 3-4 odd. And he is going to be actually base aligned. I want to say it's his basic look is going to be a base aligned show blitz look, which is cool. He's going to be able to get pressure if he wants to get pressure, and here he's going to actually get out of 3-4 odd. Kind of interesting because 3-4 odd has been probably the best defense he's been in that I've seen, but it does seem like it's a little. He does seem like he's a little struggling. So. Why does he get out of 3-4 odd here? I think he wants to play a little bit more coverage against this formation. And just honestly, it looks like 3-4 odd, the block tight end out of 3-4, out of single back, or I'm sorry, out of pistol bunch tight end. The ability to just block your tight end has really kind of seemed to limit him. This halfback zone's a good run out of pistol bunch tight end. Let's see if he goes to a route combo here. Verticals with a streak to the tight end. And you see, this is just one of the hardest places to stop. Gets just enough pressure right there. And I want to say he was running, this is the blitz that we all know and love. This is your crossfire or, just your basic Tampa 2 with the shift over. But real nice. Going to bring him a 3rd and 11. And we'll see what Velas has dialed up. CLEFF, honestly, defense has gotten him on a couple good 3rd downs. There's that loop again. He's diving on that drag. And going to get hit on the top there. There's obviously some methodology to the switch stick, but I will say whenever you're facing a formation like this that you don't see a lot, it is hard to switch stick because you're kind of almost guessing what they're doing. Little single back or pistol bunch tight end counter run there. Going to go to spacing. Look at this flat zig combo, real popular. There's that running back flat. I tell you, if you want to take something from this tournament, one of the best route combos in the game is just a flat and a whip, flat zig, or kind of like that bench pivot that CLEFF's going to be running. That's one of the main combos that you really, I think, need to add to your playbook. Really, regardless of formation, we saw it from trips, we saw it from bunch, we saw it from this bunch tight end, we saw it from a lot of formations in this tournament, but. That flat zig combo is something that you're gonna see more and more of this year. All right, 4th and 2. Throw another pick. There's Hamilton. You gotta be feeling good if you're CLEFF. So I think that's gonna be a 6. And honestly, CLEFF's standing up for himself defensively. It's a big stop for him. Big pick 6. And now we're gonna see Velas again on offense and kind of see what he's up to. A little buffering, never hurt nobody. All right, so about 3 minutes left. Now, this first half, it's one of those things about these competitive Madden games. They do go pretty quickly. Especially whenever you're getting consistent stops on defense, these games can go a little quick. So you're only going to get so many possessions. Like, I think Cleff's only been on offense one time, right? More than likely, this is probably the last possession of the first half. If you're Velas, you're trying to. That's why you see the run. That's why you see the shoot clock. You really want to go into half 14-7 or even 10-7 because Velas does get ball at halftime. He does get the ball at halftime, which is a major factor in how he's going to manage this clock. So you see here, he's going to take it all the way down to the 2-minute warning. And again, this is just systematic and really just primarily done as the way. And see here, here's that verticals. And a lot of this, there's that verticals with that flat whip combo. He threw that. He actually threw that in a competitive Madden game. What is the world is this throw? That's probably one of the worst reads I've ever seen, to be honest. I think CLEFF did, if you give CLEFF a little credit, he knew that he was going to throw that streak as soon as he switch sticked onto the guy, and then he just basically switch sticked right off of him. So kind of cool that we saw that in real time. But honestly, that was just a really, really, really bad read. And there you see there's a streak, and now CLEFF, he's not going to miss that read, and now he's going to get a touchdown. And you see now all of a sudden, we have a shootout. What was kind of a defensive back and forth has just turned into an absolute shootout now because Velas is going to get the ball back with 145. And he is going to get a chance to go down and make this a 14-14 ball game. But if you're CLEFF, you got to be feeling good because, fumbling on your first drive really is not ideal by any means. All right, so Velas, actually, what's that? All right, we're back. All right, so Velas is going to be looking to go up 14-14 at half. A couple really big defensive plays by CLEFF, honestly, in a game where defense is really, really hard. A little rollout here from C.J. Stroud, a scamper for about 12, and about 139 in the quarter. This is, if you're Velas, you really want to go and have 14-14. In my opinion, he's going to go double corner. We haven't seen this a lot. Be interesting to kind of see this play. This is double corner with a whip. He loves zig routes. This guy has a zig route on almost every single play. I think out of the plays he's ran that we've captured here, he's probably ran a zig route on 80% of the plays that we've seen him call in this championship game. He loves zig route. You do have this corner here. This is kind of a fun little formation. It's a nice little formation. I haven't seen it. We've seen it make two events this year. Clamp Season runs this, and he has made Clamp Season runs this offense as well. And I believe he made the first live event of the MCS season, and then Velas now making really the last technical live event, if you will, before Madden Bowl. So kind of a bookend offense. But anyways, it's really based on this verticals play and really just hitting this verticals play again and again and again. It's a hard play to defend. The problem with, in my opinion, Pitts a bunch tight end is it lacks a little bit to the right side of the field, especially out of pistol. But you're seeing some reasons to run it. There you see, he just gets out of there with Judy and gonna slam in the end zone. And now notice the clock, 24 seconds left on the clock. I kind of think Velas was probably trying to go down on the 1 yard line so that he could take CLEFF's timeouts. Wasn't able to accomplish that, and so now CLEFF's going to have an opportunity to potentially. He's got 3 timeouts, which is a lot of time and is a lot of opportunity for him to get at least 3, potentially 7, but probably really trying to shoot for a field goal. You see here, I mean, he threw that at a soft spot, I would say. And then just kind of got some bad tackling and able to get in there. One of the things I'm starting to notice as you watch these competitive Madden games is you see like these busted plays. That is one of the main ways that people honestly score. It's on these busted plays because both sides are so good. Both sides are adjusting, and then you kind of get that. But here you go. Here you see here. It's basically, oh my gosh, D-line pick. Oh my gosh, this is insane. So now you see, and this is Velas, shade down, cover 4 hard flat. I think CLEFF might have even been thrown a touchdown, but just not, didn't manage it well. And D-line pick. And CLEFF, it's kind of crazy, but CLEFF has been getting like shamed this whole tournament. He's dropped picks. He's had D-line picks. He's had fumbles. He fumbled when he's trying to go down. Like, he's had so many things go against him. And here we see Vilas going to jump out and Wildcat with Big Poe. Don Terry Poe pounds it in and is not going to get the touchdown. So if you're Vilas here, my opinion, you take a knee and you kick a field goal. You do have plenty of time to make a quick read. The problem is there's so many things that go wrong here. So you got to make sure that if you don't throw a touchdown, you're throwing the ball away. He's calling this out of a screen pass, doing a little rollout glitch. He's going to throw it. He's going to catch it. That's a big touchdown. That is a huge, huge 7 points for Vilas going into halftime because he gets ball at half. So this puts CLEFF in a really bad position. His defense, again, going to have to stand up for him on that D-line pick. And, yeah, that's not great for him. So see here, a little speed out, kind of a freestyle play out of this Verts halfback under. Probably looking for the tight end or this out route. To me, he's just going to try to, huck it. And he's going to take a sack. That's going to do it for the first half. All right, so out here in the second half. Oh, CLEFF does get ball at half. Okay, I was thinking Vilas got ball this entire time, honestly. I thought... No, Vilas scored really quick on that first fourth down. I forgot about that, yeah. But here we go. This is actually like a real drive now we're going to see from CLEFF. Going to throw it away. He had a bunch of stuff open. One of the things you're hopefully noticing that Vilas is doing a lot of is it's basically a shade down cover 4. And then situationally, he'll adjust it. So like you see here, this was cover 2. Why did Vilas do that? That's his counter to bench pivot. And I'll show you what the adjustments were when we come out here. So when we come out here, what he did was hard flat, 5-yard hook, 5-yard hook, hard flat, quarter. So what's open when you do a defense like this? This fade route will be open. Or, I mean, a lot of this over the top stuff. So what CLEFF is trying to do is he's going to call bench pivot until you stop it, and then he's going to get into some of his other passing. So you see here, this is example. There's that cover 2 beater over the top, not able to catch it. And now we're kind of honestly in, to a degree, the same position where Vilas has the ball up 7. And in the second half, this is a huge deal. CLEFF actually, if you look at this play, the Monday morning quarterback syndrome here, but check this out. So you see here the users here. Now, it is a guess, to a degree, it's a guess read. It's honestly to me, it's a bad, like, this is open on the right. Like, it's kind of a bad play call, honestly, in my opinion, because I don't know. It's okay. It's an okay play call. It's just this throw here, he is getting screamed at here. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're basically guessing what he's going to use her. I think that CLEFF thought he was going to start here, peel here. He stays here, and ultimately, you see there the tight end was running wide open for a touchdown. But anyway, now CLEFF kind of situationally here has to really kind of ramp up the defense a little bit. He's running out of time. It's the second half. Vilas has the ball up 7. Critical situation, critical down and distance here. And we're going to see kind of what he ends up doing in this 1-4-6. And he is going to get kind of a basic run stop there. This 1-4-6 has a lot of ways that CLEFF can shoot the run. He's not running crossfire either. He's running kind of that same idea from Dollar from 1-4-6. So just so you guys are kind of aware of what his base coverage is I think he's pretty sure he's basing out of a cover 2 or a Tampa 2 for that matter. All right. So here 4th and 5, kind of a gotta have it stop for CLEFF. He does get the stop. And now he's going to force a field goal no, Vilas is going to go for this. Okay. Going to throw right. That was I'll tell you, Vilas has the lead against one of the best players in the world, but these are some wild play calls, honestly. 6-1. There's that corner. There's the tight end. Nice. He doesn't miss that read twice, and there's the touchdown. You kind of saw how we set that up. So what CLEFF is doing, this is the this is kind of literally the definition that I have for power counter constraint plays. CLEFF has a power play. His base play, his main play is bench pivot, right? With the all those underneath routes. The main way that you can defend bench pivot is by running, ultimately getting into some type of cover two hard flat type shell with the yellows coming down super low to play those little whips and zigs and all that stuff. His counter to that, once Velas starts to do that, is he basically goes to cover two beaters. One of those being that concept that he just ran, where he's able to really put that user in a lot of strain on a cover two shell, as you saw right there. And then we'll see another one later in this game. Velas gets out of there with a little run to Pollard, probably a halfback zone. Halfback zone is a really good run in this game. It's hard to defend consistently. I'd like to see CLEFF's user get over here a little bit more. A little easier to stop the run there. And he is going to get it upfield there to that spot. All right, so Velas here. Let's see, 2nd 11. Hits that corner right on CLEFF. And somehow we have a tie ball. Somehow we have a crazy tie ball game here. See this out route? This is kind of a new combo. We haven't seen this. We've seen that flat zig, but the way they're getting to it is a little differently, using the corner route as opposed to like a post. And so you're just getting a lot of strain like over here. There's just so much stress. And you see here, CLEFF only has 3 defenders to the left side. So you kind of force them into a cover 2 on that left side with that whip route because you got to have a yellow and typically a vert hook. At that, you have to have a hard flat for the flat. And then for the corner, you kind of need something as well. So another gimmicky, a lot of to a degree, just off meta, if you will, play calls from Velas, Wildcat in these short yardage situations. He likes. Another thing you're seeing him do a lot, this brother is taking a clock. This brother is out here taking all of the clock possible. He's going to go back to Wildcat in this situation and see what he can get done, see what he can get accomplished. Goes to the quarterback counter. And again, you just don't see these runs much in this game. But Velas obviously had a lot of success with them coming in this tournament and has got him up to this point. So he's going to stay with it. Little Wildcat, little jet touch pass, gets the edge. Now he's one-on-one. Can he break that tackle? Good tackle by CLEFF. And I'm telling you, man, I think in this game, you limit the big plays, you switch stick, and you make tackles. Those are some of the biggest principles that I take out of this. You defend the seam streaks, you defend the big plays, you switch stick, and again, use switch stick to limit those big plays. And then making tackles is super important. I just see so many missed tackles in this game, and it's normally just... Honestly, it's just getting out of position. I almost think it's over switch sticking, but I don't know if I don't know if switch stick is the culprit or if it's just maybe I don't know. I don't know for sure what it is, but I just find that a lot of these guys are getting like what could be like a 2-yard gain. It turns into a 12 or 20-yard gain just because of bad tackling. So anyway, CLEFF does a good job holding the 3, does a good job switch sticking on the RPO read flat, kind of anticipating that. That's how I'm pretty sure Velas is in the Chiefs playbook. And then 447, you're seeing, again, Velas pretty much 80% of the game is sending 4 and kind of adjusting his shell on the back end. I wouldn't even say he's adjusting that much. It's pretty much cover 4. Velas, honestly, is kind of doing the strategy that I said, where he's trying to just basically limit the big plays. Although the funny thing is he's given up 2 massive one-play touchdowns. And again, this is kind of from CLEFF's standpoint where he's going to bench pivot, and then he switches. And this is a setup out of verticals he loves, really, because he's got those streaks. Not able to hit it there. 2nd and 10. And again, just kind of interesting the strategies behind why they're calling what they're calling. Here's bench pivot, in route, missed it, throws it away. Another good thing about bench pivot is because you have so many underneath routes, when you throw it away, there's almost always a receiver in that vicinity. So that's another, it's a really good 5-out play, and I don't think it gets called enough. And CLEFF kind of showing it here. Nice little slant route to the tight end or to the slot. I love that slant out of verticals. Again, easy to switch stick the crosser, but you throw a slant because that slant hits so quick. You're able just to get the ball out of your hands quickly across the middle of the field. Limits the switch stick capabilities because, Velas is predominantly in this cover 4 hard flat shell. And CLEFF is trying to bait him into a cover 2 shell. And really what it's happening, if you kind of just look at it for what it is, you saw a couple times he goes to verticals and he throws away. He goes to verticals and he throws it away. He's calling verticals as almost like a constraint play where if Velas ever goes cover 2 on that solo side and you run verticals, it's a touchdown every single time. So CLEFF is, again, trying to kind of bait him into that with these play calls. Here's bench pivot, flat, whip, good read in that little pocket, not able to catch it. And so now you do have a little bit of a decision to make if you are CLEFF here. You've got to anticipate, oh crap, we are in a 4th down. You got to anticipate here that Velas is going to ultimately, try to clock this out and take the whole game with him here. But CLEFF is going to go for this, and he's going to steer this power play. Bench pivot, hits the whip route this time, and he's able to catch it, even though he has a KO there. Nice catch. Zones are terrible in this game. You see why. And, even though he had a vert hook defender in that spot, that pivot route can be thrown before he gets to the vert hook. And if you possession catch that in a tight spot, you can kind of squeeze that in those situations. So big throw from CLEFF. And now everything shifts to Velas. This is a money drive. This is his first live event. He beat a lot of really good players to get to this point. This is his first belt game. And this is his opportunity to go win it. If he goes down, scores 7 with the time expires, he probably wins this game. CLEFF, notice again, he's been staying in this 1-4-6, and CLEFF pretty much running a lot of like quarter, half, fairly conservative shells. That's a pick. That should be GG's, honestly, or at least like massive advantage to CLEFF. I don't know what we're doing with the Christmas sweaters, but anyways, back to some football. So there's that whip again, flat whip, over and over and over again. Really puts a lot of strain on the cover 4, which is ultimately why I think people do it. Because again, you're going to want to send 4 in this game. You don't really want to be sending 3 because you're never going to get a shed. Kind of got to send 4. And so there you see there's a nice run defense. And now we get it on a 2nd and long. Again, notice CLEFF shells. I think CLEFF shells are really intentional, strategic shells. He's kind of doing a really good job of them as well. Here's a little motion out 5 wide look. And I'll just kind of show you. So you see here, like this is a cover 2. So this is a cloud, right, at the sticks. We have a cloud at the sticks. We have vert, quarter. Now, what CLEFF has to watch is once he streaks past him, he's going to have to switch stick over here. So, this is kind of watch CLEFF's user. Had this play taken a little longer, CLEFF's going to ultimately end up switch sticking over here. Instead, it might have actually been a quarter, hard flat quarter. Anyway, he's user in here, takes this away, or at least going to come down rallying tackle. And another missed tackle. That's exactly what I'm talking about. We go from a 3rd and 8 to a 3rd and 3. Not a massive difference in Madden in terms of the situation, but I just think you do that. This has happened a lot throughout this game. It's a lot of missed tackles, and I just think in general, and I know firsthand, tackling's hard in this game, but you gotta at some point, quit letting them just baby dot you. I called this at the beginning of the year with switch stick too. I said I think the best offenses in the game are going to be the offenses that really capitalize on some of the horizontal passing, because I find that to be way easier or way harder for the defense to switch stick. Whereas if you're just running a bunch of deep combos, you can kind of cut with the quarters. But this, you see here, flat zig. There's the yellow. Now able to bag pretty much everything else. He's also, Velas, I will say, is kind of, this is what I was talking about like this formation as a whole. He really never does anything to the right side of the screen. Like, it's normally 2 streaks, a curl, like it's some real very basic combos. Whereas on the left side is where he pretty much wants to attack. So I also don't know, I think maybe just he's also kind of gone away from his main stuff. He's also fundamentally trying to clock this game out and in this game with a touchdown to win it. So that's another little bit of the strategy. So kind of a lot going on here down the stretch that is influencing some of these play calls. But if you just take it as it is, I think in general, bunch tight end struggles to attack the tight end side more so than like a trips tight end does, honestly. Little run play here. Good run defense from CLEFF. And I believe CLEFF did go ahead and change defenses for this situation because Vilas is going to be running the ball a little bit more. He's going to go down to 6-1 and try to force him to have to at least make a read, have to make a pass over Millfield. Be interested to see what he does with this defender right here. Little corner route, good defense. And, darn. Kind of a super aggressive shell right there. One of the other little strategic things that CLEFF can do is try to get Vilas to score faster. So he might run a little bit more of that aggressive underneath coverage to kind of force Vilas to score faster. So some different things, different back and forths going on within this situation. But here we go, 3rd and 3, 23 seconds left. CLEFF has 2 timeouts. And again, you'll see here, you'll probably see it right here. Like it's going to be hard, flat, vert hook, hard, flat, maybe quarter. Like he's really trying to force... See there? Like he's trying to force that throw right there. And that's honestly CLEFF's thankful that he scored. It's a hard read. It's actually a really good throw in the back corner pocket. Pretty good read by Vilas. But what it does is by forcing him to score there, as opposed to letting him get a first down through running the ball, what he does is he gives himself a chance to go tie the game and get this to overtime. CLEFF only needs a field goal to tie this game. He has 19 seconds and he has 2 timeouts. Anybody, and anybody who plays Madden this year would really want this situation for themselves offensively to at least make the game end with the ball in their hands as opposed to, trying to clutch up and just, it's just hard to get a stop in this game. So anyway, here we're going to go to this and notice the shell. He can throw this crosser. He is going to throw it. And again, he was patient with that crosser because, again, that crosser is very commonly a switch stick. They're going to switch stick it. So CLEFF almost always, it might even already be in field goal range here. Got this running back straight, good read. This is going to secure field goal range. He's going to take timeout. Now, CLEFF has an opportunity here, 9 seconds, to try to bait Vilas and get a shot. Now, if you're Vilas, this should be cover 4 hard flat. You keep everything in front of you here. You actually blew a coverage on the left side. It should, and that was also smart by CLEFF by quick snapping him where you get a potential of blown coverage. Just didn't have that corner route on the play. He didn't have that on the combo. But had he had a corner route right there, that could have been a touchdown, game over. Well, that being said, looks like we are going to be heading to overtime, assuming Vilas doesn't return this kick. And we're going to see a little extra football here. Really nice game so far by these guys. I will say, kind of learned a lot about what you're looking at in this game right now. I think a lot of these underneath route combos are extremely powerful as we kind of go into the final stage of Madden 25. I think that was something that I kind of anticipated with switch stick being so powerful on those deeper routes. Well, what if we really attack the underneath quick reads? It's hard to switch stick those. So a little Hail Mary time for Vilas. Goal post or goal line, goal post. Just going to try to lob it up, see if we can get a little catch here. This has totally happened before. Hamilton able to get it. We'll see if CLEFF can return it for the win. He's going to get outside. Is he going to be able to get this done? Oh my gosh, Creed Humphrey with the play of the game. Man, he almost had that for 6. All right, so jumping into overtime here. Vilas is going to get the ball. Kind of the overtime rules, if you will. It's to your advantage to play defense first, 100%. To your advantage to play defense first. Vilas is going to start out with a run. Again, you're starting to see, hopefully throughout this game, throughout kind of some of this thing. Number one, CLEFF is... I'm kind of surprised that CLEFF is keeping his user in here. If you put your user out here, it's a lot easier of a gap shoot. You're not going to get hit by that guard as much. You're just going to get, it's a lot cleaner. No big deal. But again, we've seen Vilas run. So I'm kind of just interested in that. But again, pretty much just send 4, and we're going to stay with the same thing that brought us here. Now, we'll watch this shell, because this is an actual pass concept that he's going to run. See here, this is the first time he's going to attack this right side with anything like a corner or an out. So he is going to go to this. Now, watch CLEFF's shell. Again, loop, boom. Now, this is a cover 2 base shell that he is adjusting out of. And it looks like we've got a quarter, maybe a middle third here, maybe a deep half. vert hook, cloud flat, and then a hard flat probably. So we see how this goes. See there the hard flat. This is kind of pinching in on this and able to actually dial that up. That was a nice read in that pocket. And you part of see like kind of the challenge of the formation is they can throw that with that bunch on the short side. So to me, that's a hard cover on this left side. Flat zig corner. Got the cloud for that. He gets himself just popped. And I mean, gosh, you got like it's the same. Just interesting how that's the user and the user got popped that bad. So anyway, and CLEFF's known for having like a really good user. It's tight end, corner route, good switch stick on the corner. Again, that's what I was talking about. I'm telling you, boys, the main purpose of switch stick is to take the corners, the crossers, the posts, the big hitting plays away. And we saw it right there. We saw it right there. Got a little sharp corner to the tight end, a little slant out almost. Corner, good D. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7 here in overtime. This has been kind of a really a quick game. A lot going on in this. Just going spacing. All right, here we go. Again, flat. So we got drag, flat, whip, and then we have slant out and running back streak. So you've got a cover 2 here to take this away, which would potentially leave this pot right here. And then over here, you've got a cover 2 to take this away. So we'll see kind of what CLEFF ends up doing. You'll see here, we'll run a little bit more. So you see here, we've got cover 2, vert hook, quarter. This almost looks like a deep half, but it might be a quarter. Users in the middle of the field for this drag. And then I think this is manned up. Yeah, totally manned up. So all the user has to do is cover this right here. This throw is a shaded down vert hook, probably shaded outside as well to kind of sit in this throwing pocket right here. Velas is going to try to fit this in. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is not an interception. This is not an interception. Crazy, right? Crazy. CLEFF's sick. Because if CLEFF picks that off, he can go down and kick a field goal and the game's over. Instantly over. Done. Velas now gets a position here. And if you're Velas, I will say this is a little bit of like, I think the nerve starting to show. He's going to choose to take a field goal here. Normally you see most games that go like this, you'll see the guy go for it. Because you kind of keep the game in your control by doing that. You taking a field goal here really opens the door up for CLEFF to just go down and score. Now, really, we've been kind of setting this up all game, and CLEFF's going to talk about this in the post-game interview, but I want you to watch the play call that he goes to here. This is 1st and 10, and we're going to set this up by kind of walking you through, again, just one more time, how this play works. So let's see if we get on the field here. Okay, so what has CLEFF been running all game long? Pretty much as his main play, right? Probably 70% of his play calls have been this. It's been this bench pivot all game. How do you stop that? Well, you play cover 2 here, right? You play cover 2, basically, right? The basic gist of it. What beats cover 2? Verticals fade. So Velas kind of is anticipating that CLEFF's going to go to bench pivot. CLEFF guesses right one time. Actually, he doesn't guess right. I thought he did right here. I guess he doesn't guess right one time. Goes to verts. That's also why you have that check down there, because if they don't put that soft spot over there, then you can just attack there. Let's see if he goes to it again here then. So Velas like, okay, he's probably definitely going to go bench pivot. There it is right there. Now, why did he go to this adjustment in this situation? If you're Velas, what's really interesting to me, this is the only thing that changed. It's cover 4 hard flat, pretty much. I don't know what this dude is in, but I'm almost positive it's a cover quarter. I don't know what this adjustment was for. Honestly, I don't know what this adjustment was for. At best case, I could think of is I just feel like I don't know what this. If this is not a quarter, I don't know what that advantage is to you, based on any play that CLEFF has called all game that I've seen. Bench pivot. The only thing I can think of is he made. I don't even think that's an advantage. Like this is just literally the freest touchdown. I just don't know how this is the coverage you put on your field on 1st and 10 in a belt game. And I think we just saw Velas kind of struggle really in the biggest moments of this game, and we saw CLEFF kind of step up and make a play. So good tournament run from Velas. Obviously, be some really good players. CLEFF is going to get his first belt, and a lot we could be learning from this game. I want to thank you for watching. If you guys want to get any of my ebooks, they're in our school community. That'll be linked in the description. $10 for both college and Madden. You get both games for $10. Everything in the site. And yeah, a lot to learn from this game. But in general, I think a couple takeaways. Set up your play calls. Kind of forcing, kind of that. We really saw that power counter constraint work out a lot throughout the game with CLEFF. And then defensively, limit the big plays, force those field goals. His ability to force the field goal is really what saved him and got him the W. So shout out to CLEFF, first belt, really excited for him. Been watching him for a really long time in Madden, and really excited that he gets his first belt in the Zero Chill Challenge.